Hello there. Come on over here, my lovely partner.
I went shopping.
Okay, what'd you buy?
I bought the satin because you were doing a line and you mentioned a color that you liked, but I couldn't find any fabric that you liked.
Yeah.
I guess I had to get over here. I didn't find any fabric that you liked that would work. And so what I did is I found the satin. Now what you can do is you don't have to use the shiny side if you don't want to. You can use the other side, but it kind of goes with what you were trying to explain to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got that. Of course, got your floss. It's 310 BMC. And then I got you a tearaway.
I've never, I'll put it this way, as long as I've been doing square stitching, I have not used tearaway.
Did I scare you?
Yes.
Okay.
And actually, I am actually a little bit...
Okay. Well, let me explain how that works. I'm working on a project as it is right now. We ain't going to discuss how long I've been working on this project. Thanks. Anyway, I made this shirt, and you wanted your wolfies on the back. And so what I did, so I could get it on there, is I put the tearaway onto the fabric and just hooped it together. Okay. Now, if you got a really flimsy fabric that's real easy to shift and change on you, you can put a what do you call
it?
Stabilizer on the back, and it makes it a little firmer to work with. But anyway, works just like a regular cross-stitch fabric. The difference is that you're doing it on this. Now, what can drive you crazy is between the two blue lines, there's actually 10 threads. But if you try to do it that way, it's going to be small. So you might want to do it 2 threads to a stitch. And that's still a pretty small stitch. Okay?
Yeah,
okay.
It'll take some practice to...
Right. And so all you have to do is pin it to your fabric, put your hoop over it so it doesn't move, and just start just like you would a regular project. The lion's the one that won out, okay? So we find the center, which is about where his nose is, somewhere in the nose, and this is about the same size. And this is 10 squares to an inch. This is 10 squares to an inch. So you put the two together, you know it's going to fit on there. Okay? And then once you're done, and this project, we've been thinking that line stitching would work better than
line stitching or line stitching
back
also
stitching.
has there's 2 different types. The line stitching and then there's back stitching. Back stitching would probably be more stability on the fabric than the line stitching, because line stitching you be continuously going forward, where on the back stitch you go up in and then come back, and makes it a little bit...
Yeah. And where there's a hint of a line, just a little tiny hint, use a single thread or single floss. Where there's thicker stuff going on, you can use 2 or 3
and
when you
caution on if you're doing more than two of the strands. If you're doing 3 or 4 strands, you may want to look at your needle, make sure the hole
is big enough.
Big enough to fit all 4 strands through it. Because some of that, if you try with 3 or 4 strands on a normal needle that come in some of the kits, it won't, you can't get really won't go through.
Okay. And this is what we got. It's MCG Textiles Tearaway Waist Canvas. And this is a 10 count. And like I said, it's supposed to be 10 per inch. But like they double up on the threads, so that doesn't mean 1 thread per inch. It means 2 threads per inch, or 2 threads per stitch. I'll figure it out. So, is there any other questions that we have for the moment?
I don't think so. I just have to go find my hoop that
You need a hoop.
Yeah, I thought about using my other one, but I'm not going to take that one out of there. And actually, I think that would be worse with this material.
Yeah.
My stretchers.
So anyway, that's
it. Work better.
Oh yes.
I have a question.
Well, come on up here and ask it.
I've been working on a project that you folks have been helping me with. And when it comes to little problems like this, I don't know if the camera can see real good, but when it comes to little problems down like this, like I have here, what would you suggest on that? If you don't have time, what else?
And time, I put it, time and patience, and don't get, the biggest thing is don't get flustered. Yeah, I speak from experience on that, because I have done stuff, and this one here can tell you that I've made a mistake, and I didn't find out the mistake until I was
Quite a bit later in your one.
quite a bit later in the project. And what? Made a mistake. I got, how do I go? With these here like that, you should be able to get out of it with a little bit of time and a little bit of patience. You know,
Magnifying glass and a needle.
that is
Well, thank you
basically-
very much.
Yeah, don't feel shy about making mistakes on your project, because everybody makes mistakes, and sometimes they're doozies, and you just have to start all over. I'm working on a project for David and Annie. It's not a cross-stitch project, it's a different one, and how many times did I pull that thing apart before I got it right? About 4. So don't get frustrated when you make mistakes, because even though we've been doing them for a long time, we make mistakes,
And
you know. Let's have fun with
like
it.
I said, I've been doing it. I've not used the waistcloth before, waistcoat, waist canvas, whatever I've never used that. So this will be the first time for me to do this. But the one thing I don't like doing, I'll let you have this big hint right now, the French knots.
Those are fun.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's go on to our project and see how we do. Excuse me. Or I should say, get your stuff and get it ready when you do it.